Hello, this video is about the way our people die overseas. The way our people jumps upstairs and die overseas is alarming. It's very disturbing. Can you imagine that somebody consider dying than coming back to his own country? Somebody prefer dying jumping from upstairs. Jumping from upstairs, 16-story building. Just because you don't want to go back to Nigeria. And you see our people taking it lightly. You see our people taking it lightly. It's not lightly again. How can someone jump from upstairs? Makando ya? Makao it be a good life in overseas, and you have been there for long and see that here everything works in order. Now they are being chased out from the country and they prefer dying than coming back to Africa. Than coming back to Africa where there is gold, where there is oil, where there is limestone, where there is timber, where there are cocoa. We don't lack anything in Africa. There is nothing we lack. But somebody prefer dying jumping from upstairs than being alive in Africa. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? It can be anyone. It can be anyone. It can be you watching me. It can be your brother. The pressure of coming back to Africa, the pressure of coming back to Nigeria have killed a lot of people because they know exactly what they are going to face. Even from the airport. And they rather die than coming back. Our people, the Biafran people, our people, the Biafran people, the Igbo people, the Biafrans, the eastern part of Nigeria, you have to wake up. If you go to other countries, their regional system is very, very active. Their spokespersons are very active. They don't take their people for granted. But right here in Biafran land, we have people taking us for granted. And our youth prefer dying abroad. Just Dubai. Just Dubai. Dubai that was just created few years back. And now Africans are also dying rather to come back to Africa. It's very, very alarming. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. We are all human beings. We have blood in our veins. Like the Western people, we have blood in our veins. Why can't we think? And we go to church, we pray, hoping that there is a God that will answer us. And we're hoping that a white God will answer you. Whereby you jumped upstairs because of just a life. You want to live a life in Dubai. And you see our people. It's not going viral. Our people are not talking about it. Because it's not their brothers. Because it's not their relatives. Once he's an Igbo man, once he's a Biafran man, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And if you don't speak up, and if you don't discuss this, if you don't make these issues, that our people are dying anyhow, they die. Somebody jumped from upstairs willingly, just because you don't want to live in Africa, in the zoo, in Nigeria. You don't want to live in Nigeria. That is how they call them, zoo. Because originally there is no country in this planet that lack electricity the way Nigerians lack electricity and good road. every amenities of life lack in Nigeria. That is why somebody would prefer dying from upstairs than coming back. We have to wake up, my brothers. We have to think. This is time to think. This is not time to move on with entertainment and bypass the real things. This is still African News Analysis, where I talk about the way we die in Africa, the way we are mishandled in Africa. A black skin have found it difficult living on this planet because of what? We have also our black people that doesn't reason. They don't reason. And when you tell them, they take you as an enemy. And they can take money to waste your life. So we have to organize the awoken ones, and we have to push this movement. We have to push this movement to restore the dignity of a black man. We have to restore the dignity of a black man. Black people are suffering all over the world, even in UK, in America. The police rush them like they are not humans. We have to say something. We have to say something. Follow us on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. We're still on Obinwannem News. Stay tuned.